Good morning, folks, and welcome back to my podcast. This is George Nathaniel for you. As I always do, I keep my subjects very simple so it relates to each one of you. Well, what is the topic or subject for today? The topic or subject for today is very simple. It says, keep the focus. Well, we are all human beings and we all get distracted. So, when we talk about keeping the focus, what are we exactly talking about? We are talking about keeping the focus around specific things that are difficult, especially with so much of traction and distraction in various forms. Now, what happens is whenever we get involved in a particular thing, or whenever we are ongoing in a particular thing, there are a lot of tractions and distractions. So, keeping the focus is very, very important. And let us see what are the important aspects to maintain while keeping the focus. I know it's not as easy as I'm saying because we all tend to get distracted. We all tend to stray from our normal paths or processes or whatever we are doing. But let us understand how important it is to keep the focus. But before that, like I say, let's relate to our personal and professional lives, relate to our well being, and understand how we can incorporate all this in our lives and work towards betterment. So, when we're talking about keeping the focus, well, I would say there are very few important aspects of keeping the focused. The list could be long, but I would say just keep a very short list. So, I would say the priorities or specification to the need of the hour. So, when we are on the job or on the process of doing something, it's very, very important to be specific to that particular moment only. That's the most crucial of any aspect. Well, the next thing is while we are on the process of things, we need to believe in the method or process that we have adapted, because it's very important to understand that whatever we are doing, it's very important to believe that whatever we are doing is the best process or best form that we have adapted. Well, next thing is we can't be very specific, we can't be 100% in any ways. So we need to keep a little room for deviation or little room for micro changes. So when I say little room for deviation or micro changes, what I'm saying is while the process is ongoing, there could be certain changes in variations. There could be certain changes in processes. There could be certain changes in anything that could help us in getting through the process, making the process better, making the process easier. So it's very, very important to keep that little room for deviation and micro changes. Next, I would say is understanding the churn of time. Even the best processes in the world has its timeline. So we need to understand that every process takes its time. So it's very important that we believe that timelines are there. Timelines are very important aspects of every process. So, well, as we spoke about these four simple points, let us understand what could be the outcome of such simplified focuses. Well, if we give it a thought in our personal, professional, or whatever efforts we do, if we a little more dedicated towards these simplified processes, what could be the outcome? Well, the outcome could be better quality efforts. Yes, definitely. Because with more dedication, with more specification, with more priorities, we definitely get a quality effort. Next, when we believe in the method, what are we looking at? We're looking at bigger transformation in results. So results will tend to go our way. Well, when we spoke about little room for deviation or micro changes, what are we looking at? that just helps us to build our confidence to search further. It helps us to with our self-belief. It helps us with all our talent. It helps us with all the things that we can do. And of course, the understanding of time. What is important is every time, every time we get over a process, we are moving over a new mark. Every time we move over a new process, we have a new achievement in place. So, folks, as we sit down and relate to our personal lives, our professional lives, or all efforts that we put in towards our well being, let us understand how we can keep the focus, how we can simplify the ways in keeping the focus, how we can be determined, how we can understand the priorities of things, and how we can transform bigger results. Because it's important for each one of us to keep the focus, to transform, and of course, bring out results. That is about well being, that is about wellness, that is about progress, and that is about development. So, folks, as you see, my topics are very, very simple, but it relates to each one of our lives. So, folks, I'll leave you with the topic for today. Keep the focus. I hope you like listening to this topic. Please do visit my website, which is georgenathaniel.net. My podcasts are also available on all major platforms. Go to these platforms, listen to my podcasts, put in your request, put in your suggestions. I will definitely be more than happy to do a little bit of research and come back and talk about it. Because what is important is about our well being. What is important is about having a better environment for each one of us. And what is most important is each one of us giving in our best. So, folks, as I leave you with the topic for today, keep the focus. I hope you find the time to gather. I hope you find the time to relate to your lives. I hope you find the time to relate to your goals. I hope you find the time to dream bigger. I hope you find the time to understand your priorities. I hope you find the time to understand the values that you can put in all your efforts. And I hope you understand the importance of keeping the focus, because that what gives bigger results, bigger turnarounds, and of course takes you to the next level. I hope you like listening to my podcast. This is George Nathaniel for you. Thank you so much, and I wish you all a wonderful time ahead. Do listen to my podcast and leave your reviews, and I will definitely get back to them. Good day, folks.